So she was my first girlfriend. I was her second boyfriend. Neither of us had ever been past third base, but we were getting to a point nearly every night in the back seat of my four-door Dodge Diplomat. You might remember something like this. I am sitting on the passenger side, and she is straddling me, and we want to, but we can't let ourselves, and so we start to make bargains like, well, maybe we could just put the tip in. And then maybe halfway doesn't count. And then, well, okay, maybe we can go all the way, but as long as we're not moving. Wait, who's moving? No, I'm not moving. I'm just moving. Ah! And we always stopped in time. But we knew we had to get, and it was spoken like a dark word, a shadowy little word hovering in a tiny brown suitcase in between us, condoms. But God help us if we could actually buy them. Every day, one of us was going to pick them up, and then every night it was a cartoon man pulling out his empty pockets, a cartoon fly trailing a dotted line. But finally, we went into Cub Foods one night together, and we walked in, we saw them on the shelf, and then walked on, because there's no reason to get them right away. I mean, and we stood stalling, staring at this display of model sailing ships. I still have no idea what they were doing in a grocery. And on the ride home, she is talking about her Santa Maria, and I'm talking about my USS Constitution. And neither of us are really talking about condoms because we don't have them, because the only cashier reminded us of her grandma. But one night, I finally bought them. And we drove my car like it was stolen, snuck into her parents' basement, and turned up Conan O'Brien so her parents couldn't hear anything weirder than Conan O'Brien. And we undressed in front of each other and laid down a towel on that tile floor. And we were surrounded by all of her father's workout equipment, which actually turned out to be appropriate because it wasn't like being in my car. There was no buildup or romance. It was just, I was suddenly some dude doing exercises on her. And she was some poor gal having exercises done to her. And just like when you're at the gym on the treadmill and you're trying not to look at your watch and it seems to go on for hours and hours, or maybe more actually like seconds. My personal training regimen had geared me more for a sprint than a marathon. And then we roll off of each other, and she starts crying. And I say, I'm sorry. And she says, that just makes it worse. And I try and hold her, and she says, that makes it worse too. So I just end up sitting on her dad's weight bench, watching her and the television until she falls asleep. And around 5 a.m., I desperately want to wake up to tell her something, but I realize I have no idea what it is I'm actually trying to say.